Well, thanks very much, everyone. We've just left a fantastic group of volunteers, and I just expressed my thanks. First and foremost, I will thank my wonderful wife, Jill. Jill has been with me on this incredible journey for the better part of 20 years now, and couldn't have done it without you, Jill. You've been just a rock of support and guidance and wisdom, and just you mean everything to me, and I couldn't do anything without you. So thank you for standing with me through some ups and downs, and I can't thank you enough. And thanks to my family as well. My kids were here earlier on. Back in 2004, I only won by 800 votes. We jokingly thought at the time, well, you know, if you have lots of kids, one day they can vote for you. So two of my children were able to vote for me this election, and big thank you to them. It's always tough on the family, I think, more than anybody else, because there's a lot of suppers that I'm not there for, a lot of events that I miss, and the fact that they've supported me in this journey has just been incredible as well. Thank you so much to the volunteers. Thank you so much to the campaign team. I won't list them all. I just did that with the group in the room next door. But thank you very much to all the people who gave up any kind of time. You know, there's so many people who come out and knock on a few doors, make a few phone calls, put up a few signs. And election campaigns can't be successful with a whole lot of people supporting a candidate, a party, a leader, and a movement. I want to thank the voters of Regina-Qu'Appelle. You've placed your trust in me since 2004. It's not a trust that I take lightly. It's something that I'm cognizant of every time I meet with any of you, anyone in any corner of this riding, from Albert and Dewdney and Regina to Wynyard and Raymore and Ituna and Fort Qu'Appelle. This is such a diverse riding with a lot of different challenges and needs and dynamics, and I've got to know so many people in so many communities. So just a big thank you to the voters of Regina-Qu'Appelle. Thank you for sending me back to Ottawa so I can be your voice, so I can be a champion for this province that I love so much. I want to thank Pierre Poilievre. Pierre has run an incredible campaign. I mean, there's still a lot of votes to be counted, but he has grown our voter coalition to unprecedented heights for the modern Conservative Party. Early indications are that we will have the highest percentage of votes that we've ever had. Pierre has been a voice for so many people who have been so hurt by this Liberal government. So many people who have had to take on second, sometimes third jobs just to make ends meet. People who work in industries that the Liberal government attacked, people who work in our oil and gas, our natural resources, our farmers who couldn't understand why a government was trying to impose fertilizer caps and a carbon tax on aspects of their industries. I want to thank Pierre for running a fantastic campaign that has given a voice to those people and have given so many people so much hope. If any of you in the media here have covered any of the rallies that Pierre has had, you'll meet people some of whom have never voted before because they never saw themselves reflected in a political party, or they never thought that a political party was giving their issues attention. And they've come out and they've supported our party in such a massive way. So a big thank you to Pierre for having the vision to give that voice to those people and to address the issues that really matter. There's no question that Pierre's plan for Canada is the best, to get our natural resources developed, to get our oil and gas to other markets, to make us more stronger and more resilient and less dependent on the United States. This has been, there's still a lot of votes to count, so we'll see what finally happens. I know that for people here in Saskatchewan and Western Canada, we're hoping for a much different result and a much clearer result. And I just want to let you know that I hear you. I understand that there's going to be a little bit of, it's going to be hard to understand how some people in other parts of the country can vote for a Liberal party that is so obviously against an entire region. That's what I've been hearing. That's what I've been hearing from people in this riding over the last 30-plus days, 37 days or so, is just that real sense of hope that finally Canada will vote out this Liberal government that has just treated our province so awfully, just so importantly. So we'll see what happens for us tonight. There's still a lot of votes to be counted. Still a lot of seats that are in play, a lot of seats that can go back and forth. One thing I can say with some certainty is that if it does hold out that the Liberals have the most seats and form a government, that this is probably not a government that's going to last that long. So my message to the people here in Saskatchewan is, let's not give up hope. There's a good chance that we'll be able to finish the race and achieve the goal in a short period of time of finally putting an end to a government that treats our province so terribly, put an end to this Liberal government that attacks Saskatchewan's way of life, our values, our industries that employ so many people. And I'm very optimistic that that day is just around the corner. So once again, thank you, Jill. Thank you to my team. Thank you so much to the voters of Regina-Qu'Appelle. Happy to take a few questions that I'm going to go back and celebrate with my volunteers.
Andrew, when you reflect on the past couple of months, what do you think happened with the polls showing that Conservatives have a strong lead and then a flip to what we see tonight?
You know, it's going to be really hard to pour through all that. One thing I know is that Pierre has laid out a vision for this country of supporting every region in this country and allowing every province and every region to prosper. Obviously, you know, having threats, the threats that came from the U.S. changed the dynamic. I will point out that he's grown our voter pool to unprecedented heights. We've won seats in parts of the country that we did not win in the last few elections. We're up in every region the last time I looked. So there's going to be lots of time to kind of pour through, but I just want to say our campaign team, our national campaign team, did an incredible job. You know, if you told a Conservative MP that in the next election you're going to get over 40% of the vote, that'd be incredible, and we would all be very excited about that. So we're going to have lots of time to kind of pour through the results, but I do know Pierre was talking about the issues that touch on the everyday lives of Canadians, like all the issues that Canadians have been struggling with: housing, Liberal governments devaluing our currency, devaluing paychecks, flooding our economy with cash printed out of thin air, allowing an immigration system that has, in the words of Liberals, that has gone out of control and had an effect on the housing market, crime, drugs. These are all results of Liberal policies. The bail, not jail, Liberal policies, taxpayer-funded fentanyl and other drugs coming from the Liberal government. Pierre talked about that, addressed that. The fact that our communities are less safe today, the fact that families can't afford healthy, nutritious, high-quality food today, those are all results of Liberal policies. Pierre addressed that and gave an alternative to that would address all of that. So clearly, you know, there's another step to accomplish to achieve what we all set out to achieve, but I'm very, very proud of the campaign that Pierre ran, and I'm very honored to have worked closely beside him, and I'm very optimistic about what the next election will bring.
What does it tell you that, at least how it looks right now, Mr. Poilievre may not win the seat?
Still a lot of votes to be counted, so I don't want to speculate on that. You know, it's elections are tough, and I know that Pierre worked very hard for not for the Conservative Party of Canada, but for Canadians, and he took that message from coast to coast. And we'll see what happens tonight. But he's an incredibly inspirational leader that has united our caucus, united our party, grown our movement to unprecedented levels, got more votes and new seats in every region of the country, and so we're still very optimistic in these early hours of ballot counting.
Can you compare, you talked about your first election in 2004, can you compare what that experience was like to this one?
Absolutely. In 2004, we had a very small team. In 2004, I was going up against a 30-plus year incumbent in a province where the NDP were traditionally very competitive. Last time I checked, it looks like the NDP are finishing third in this province. There's a lot of votes yet to be counted. So much different election this time than last time. One thing that I believe with every fiber of my being now is that it is the Conservative Party that reflects the values of Saskatchewan. It's the Conservative Party that is always on the right side of the issues for the people of Saskatchewan. I think you're going to see that across the province tonight. More votes cast for Conservative MPs than ever before. It's our party that aligns with the needs of our province. Conservative MPs, the Conservative Party is always on Saskatchewan's side. We're the only parties. We're the only party. I mean, every other party wants to leave the oil and gas in the ground. They want to leave our natural resources in the ground. There is a Liberal policy in an EV mandate that is going to require 100% of cars, trucks, and minivans sold in Canada to be electric. That is going to push the cost of traditional oil and gas and diesel vehicles through the roof. Many people in Saskatchewan can't drive those types of vehicles. We're the only party that was promising to give the freedom of choice to Canadians onto what kind of car they want to buy, what kind of truck they want to buy. We're the only party that supports new mining development. We're the only party that fought back against the unfair fertilizer restrictions that the Liberals proposed and stood up for our farmers when China imposed unfair tariffs on our canola. So back in 2004, I think there were other parties that could have made the case for addressing some of those issues for Saskatchewan, but it's very clear now in 2025 and going forward, the Liberals and the NDP are just openly hostile to the industries that produce jobs and prosperity for our province, and the Conservative Party is always on the side of the people of Saskatchewan.
You must be pleased with the party, for the most part, has kept their support here in Saskatchewan. It's as solid as ever.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I've got a great group of colleagues here. You know, in Regina, we've got Warren Stanley in Regina-Leuven, Mike Crammon in Wascana, incredibly hardworking MPs who have done yeoman's work in Ottawa to highlight the challenges that Saskatchewan has faced under this Liberal government and offer hopeful solutions. So very pleased with that, honored by that support. But I believe it's not by accident. You know, it's not because we had slightly better brochures or had a few more lawn signs up. It's because we are on the side of all those issues that are important to the people of Saskatchewan. And so as long as that remains the case, as long as the other two parties openly attack our mining, our oil and gas sectors, our steel workers. I mean, consider this. You've got Mark Carney is promising to keep an industrial carbon tax on steel. We've got a steel plant in Regina. We're the only party that fought back against that. Both Jagmeet Singh and Mark Carney doubled down on keeping that industrial carbon tax. So I'm confident that as long as the other two parties decide to wage open warfare on the people of Saskatchewan and the industries that create so many jobs, that Conservatives will continue to earn the support of the voters here.
Andrew, do you see yourself now as the interim leader of the
we're not. No. We're, with all due respect, we're not going to speculate. That's still a lot of votes to be counted, and it's far from over. There's still a lot of seats in play, and I'm honored to work with Pierre as our House leader in caucus. I've been honored to serve in many different roles for the Conservative Party of Canada. First and foremost, the biggest thing that I worry about every day when I wake up is, am I doing right by the people of Regina-Qu'Appelle? Am I on the right side of the issues for the people of Saskatchewan? That's all I'm focused on tonight. I'm honored and thrilled to have received the support of voters here in Regina-Qu'Appelle and in Saskatchewan in general. And that's what we're going to focus on for now. We'll see what happens with the rest of the night.
But you will become House leader again.
That's, well, it's far too early for that. I don't think this is the time for kind of speculation of what comes next, because there's still a lot of votes to count, and we don't want to get ahead of ourselves.
Thank you.
Thanks very much, everyone. Really appreciate you coming by and covering our event tonight. Thank you. All the best.